Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Gaylor, and we're expecting chicks in any day now. Well, I've got everything we need, except we need like a mesh piece to go under the feed and water. So today I'm going to be building that, and also a mesh strainer piece to go to sift out our wood chips. What we need to do is sift out all the small pieces that we can use as like mulch or soil. So let's open up our shed door here and try to find some wood pieces we can use to build this stuff. There's some little pieces here. That may work. Let's see what we got in here. Here's some pallets we can always use. Looks a little big. These will definitely work for the wood sifting. I want some smaller pieces for the chickens though. So I've got several pieces of wood here. Hopefully with these I can figure out how to build something. So this right here would be about a perfect piece for the chickens. A little small, I guess 1 by 1. So here we go. We have our base pieces completed for the water and feed base. They're going to be screwed together like this, just like that, and we'll put hardware cloth over this, and our feed and water will sit on top of this. There we go. It's a completed base. Now we got to put the hardware cloth on it. Let's see. I've got some of this I bought from Tractor Supply yesterday. It is 24 inches wide by 10 foot long and a 1/2 inch little squares. We'll use this for this base, and then we'll use it for the wood chip sifter. There we go. So both these cut edges are folded over and they're not sharp anymore. Go. We have a finished like strainer, I guess. Well, the whole reason for this is we put our feed and water bowls up here, and when the chicks get up here, any poop or any bedding will just fall through this and not get in the food and water. So the whole purpose of it is to keep our food and water clean. So that's completed. Now we're going to make a bigger version of this so we can sift out our wood chips. So all the little fine pieces that we can turn into soil or compost or whatever will fall into this, and we can separate the big pieces from the little pieces. I looked up on Tractor Supply's website, and their biggest wheelbarrow is about 36 inches wide. So I think I'm going to make this about 44, so we have some overhang. Then our hardware cloth is 24 inches wide, so we'll do it 24 by 44. So we need to get some 44-inch pieces out of this wood, or what's in there, and then probably about 22 or so, well maybe, I don't know, we'll have to measure the middle pieces next. We got this wood chip sifter finished. All I did was, instead of putting the wood here and having it flat, I just put the pieces going sideways on top, and it's going to work. I mean, it doesn't really matter. These pieces here will now be our base, and it'll just sit on our wheelbarrow like that, and we can shift our wood chips and get the soil and small compost chips out of it. So I think now I'm going to go eat lunch. It's starting to rain, so hopefully after lunch it'll quit raining and I can come out here and work some more. Which, even if it is raining, I'll probably keep working on something. I'm finished eating lunch and it's still raining some, kind of drizzly, and it's gotten colder. But I'm headed to our garden from last year. We just had a very small garden. This is our garden last year, but I think this year I'm going to go on up the hill with it. Like that, make it longer. We're going to do that garden. Then back here around the barn shed thing here. This was where the previous owners of our house and this land did their garden. That's what a neighbor told me. So right here in this area is where our previous people, before we owned this property, did their garden. It looks like a good flat area. It doesn't hold any water, nothing like that. So it's probably the best garden area on our land. I'm gonna measure these two garden areas and see how we want to set it all up. Kind of figure out the rows and stuff like that. There's J.M. Fortier, a Canadian, French Canadian. Been reading his book, and he does, his gardens are 112 feet by 65 feet, I believe. And his rows are 30 inches, and his walking paths are 18 inches. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of that in our gardens too. So with this front garden, if we do it from this corner right here to the white pole sticking up to the little piece of wood sticking up there, it is 62 that way, and then 65 widthways, and we would have our rows going uphill this way, and that would give us 17 rows with 18 inches of spacing between the two. So from this corner where I'm standing, all this being garden to that white pole, there's a big rock right there, to this pole right here. Should be over there to that pole, to that corner here. It's a pretty good sized garden. We may not want to go that big, I'm not sure. But I'm going to measure, that'd be half of the size of JM's garden. And in the back garden, I'm going to try to do it the same size he does. I got the back garden measured out. It's pretty big. I had to go 8 feet narrower than JM does, but it's still 100 feet long. So I give us 15 rows at 100 feet long. And it starts right here at this white pole, right here. And the edge would be, this corner would be right here with the edge of this pole. And the other corner will be right about here. So we're gonna have to get rid of that end of that fence. So that's 100 feet by 57 feet. And then we'll keep going down to the back. There's a barbed wire fence row right here. Right here is where the edge of the garden would be, where this pole is. This will be 18 inches. Off of this will be walking path. Then 30 inches will be a row right here. So that should be enough room to walk around the edge of the garden and not have to get in the way of this fence. And then right here will be the edge. So the other corner is this pole right up there by the barn. You can see the short white pole is the end of it. Then here is the back edge, will be this little pole here. So all the way to this, pretty much to where the wood chips are. Right there is the chicken area, chicken coop and run. So it's gonna be right behind there. We could easily pick out weeds or any kind of garden clippings and put it over the fence for the chickens, this side or the front garden. But my problem is, I don't know if it's gonna be too big. I mean, a 57 by 100 is a big garden, for me at least. And then this front one, I moved it 8 feet over this way to match the 57 feet. So we keep the same distance. It was over there. I moved it here, and to that other little stick over there is where the corner would be. This garden would be 57 feet wide by 100 feet long. That gives us 15 rows. It gives us 15 rows at 50 feet long. This back garden is 15 rows at 100 feet long. So I need to figure out what all we're planning on planting and see how much room we actually need. I feel like this is going to be way too big of gardens for what we're planning to do this first year of homesteading. So me and Beverly just spent an hour or more probably figuring out all the seeds that we have and how much room it's going to take to plant them. And we figured out it takes, we're going to say about 300 feet. So with that in mind, I came out here and remeasured, and we're only going to need some of this front garden. It'd be 20 inches wide by the same 50 inches that way, I guess. So we're looking at this post right here being a corner to that white tall pole. So that's all the size we're gonna need. From here to that corner to over here. To this pole. So it's not going to be a very big garden at all. That makes it, we're going to say 50 feet wide. It's 15 rows with 20-foot rows and then a 6-foot border. So it's 32 feet. So 50 feet wide and 32 feet long. That's 20, it would be 15 20-foot rows. That should do everything we need to do. The only thing we don't know about is potatoes yet. So if we do, depending on how much it takes to put, or how much area depending on how much area it's going to take for potatoes, we'll need to add that to our garden size. Thanks for watching. Check back next time, and we got to get this garden going.